said before that thought is the most powerful form of energy known to man. It creates worlds, lifts nations, and builds fortunes. Yet most men use it as a toy rather than a tool. They let it wander, and then wonder why their lives wander with it. A man's outer condition is but the shadow of his inner command. If his mind is restless, his world is chaotic. If his mind is disciplined, his world becomes orderly. The man who learns to give his thought a definite purpose and hold it there until it yields has found the secret of dominion. All power begins with self-command. I call this the law of dominion. Life obeys the man who governs his own mind. It does not ask if he is rich or poor, favored or forgotten. It only asks, does he command or does he drift? The drifter is carried by winds of chance. The master commands the wind. One is slave to circumstance, the other is the author of it. Failure was never meant to punish, it was meant to instruct. Every defeat is a question from life. Will you command yourself or surrender? Those who learn this law rise. Those who ignore it repeat their mistakes until they remember their authority. Failure is the whip that drives the timid towards self-control. It is the mirror that reveals where command has been lost. Henry Ford once said, "Thinking is the hardest work there is." And so it is. For true thought is not idle wandering, but mental direction. Ford ruled his imagination as a general rules his army.
I haven't been able to bench press in a while.
Picturing his vision so clearly
Or squat.
that no ridicule could erase it. The
This is gonna
world
feel
called
good.
him stubborn. He called it discipline.
I call it
And
discipline.
discipline is the proof of dominion. Thomas Edison ruled persistence as Ford ruled imagination. Where most men saw exhaustion, Edison saw an order to continue.
I just got off
He
a
did not
10-hour
ask
flight,
permission from circumstance.
3-hour layover,
He issued orders.
and then another flight
10,000
for an hour.
failures did not break his spirit, for he had learned that persistence is the weapon of the master. Every trial bent itself before his will. Andrew Carnegie governed purpose. He began as a telegraph boy, but he acted as though he were already an industrial leader. His words carried conviction. His plans carried faith. He said, "I resolved to stop drifting and start directing." Within years, steel bowed to his command. Men called him fortunate, but fortune was only the shadow of faith backed by discipline. Man's greatest rebellion is hesitation. Every time you delay a decision, you deny your own authority. You rebel against your divine assignment. Life has given you power over thought, speech, and action. And every moment you hesitate, you hand that power back to fear. Hesitation is rebellion. Decision is obedience to purpose. Drift is treason against destiny. The drifter believes he has time, but time belongs only to the decisive. The drifter waits for signs, the master creates them. The drifter
I'm doing things different today.
The master seeks conquest.
Oh yeah, I've been in a lot of airports the last 2 weeks.
The difference between them lies not in ability, but in dominion.
I had to go through
The ability
boarding
to hold a single thought
customs,
until it becomes
TSA
law.
like 10
You
times.
can always know a man who governs himself. His eyes do not wander. His voice carries weight. He does not need to announce authority. It radiates from him. He walks calmly amid confusion because he has mastered the storm within. The world instinctively obeys him because the world obeys order, and he has become order embodied. Others sense when you have taken command of yourself. Your words cut deeper. Your presence alters the atmosphere of a room. People trust you more readily, not because you have proven anything, but because your energy declares, "This man knows." Confidence is the perfection of dominion. It cannot be faked, for the subconscious of others detects truth immediately. Repeat these
This feels too good tonight. Now take a break from traveling till next year.
Not to retreat.
We'll see what the future holds.
Therefore, the world
The
must
thoughts
obey
I'm
me.
having are
I am master of self. Therefore, master of
always
circumstance.
drastic, but
These are not words of pride, but of responsibility.
patience is a virtue, but
To
not
rule
always.
oneself is to
Sometimes it's
serve
about
life faithfully.
big
Dominion is
split
not tyranny
decisions.
over others. It is control over one's own
If
low
you really
nature,
want to change,
one's own fears,
you gotta
doubts, and
change
impulses. He who masters self can never be enslaved.
more than just
Most men
yourself.
fight the wrong battle.
It's about changing your
They fight
environment,
circumstances, people, or luck.
changing your
But
frequency,
the
your
true
nutrition
warrior
plan,
fights within. He
and
captures his own attention, restrains his own anger, disciplines
it is
his
about
own
traveling,
limbs.
experiencing new
Every
places.
victory over self becomes a command over the world. You cannot ask life to obey you while you
But you gotta
disobey
be
yourself.
business
When a man
savvy.
commands his thought, even difficulty becomes his servant. The obstacles that once frightened him begin to yield. His mind no longer reacts to appearances, but directs them. He no longer says, this
There we
is
go.
impossible. He says, this will be done.
I feel good.
That single shift in tone
I stretched on the
divides
plane.
ruler from the rule.
I stretched a lot.
Consider this law
I was doing
carefully.
full head,
The
like
mind can only
hands to
believe
toes,
one master thought at a time.
doing like
If you do not choose
these,
that thought, fear will.
all of
And
them.
fear, once allowed to govern, creates its own
You gotta do what you gotta do.
limitation. Therefore, each morning you must select your ruling idea.
Here we go.
Let it be faith, not doubt.
How
Let
much
it
is
be
this?
purpose, not wandering. Let it be
It
decision,
don't matter.
not delay.
There's a
Every
fruit
great
fly
man you
chasing
admire
me.
has lived by this discipline. Lincoln ruled emotion. He refused to let anger command his hand. Rockefeller ruled order. He demanded precision in all things. Edison ruled imagination. Ford ruled faith. Dominion is the unseen crown they all wore. You too must wear it. Life tests every man's claim of authority. It will send confusion to see if you can remain clear. Noise to see if you can remain calm.
Boom.
Temptation to see if
Boom.
you can remain loyal.
Boom.
The trial asks one question.
Boom.
Have you truly
Boom.
taken command of yourself? Those who answer yes, rise. Man was not made to drift. The drifting mind is a boat without a rudder. It moves but never arrives. The man of dominion, however, sails by chart and compass. He knows his direction. Therefore the wind becomes his ally. The same storms that destroy the drifter carry him to success.
He didn't tell me his name. He's tagged in that
This
photo
is the
though.
divine paradox. When you stop fighting for control over others and take control
Speaking
over
of,
yourself, the world begins to yield. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer plead, you command. And yet your command is not arrogance, it is harmony with law. You are not defying nature, you are obeying it. Let failure become your instructor, not your identity. Each mistake reveals a truth about your command. Did you waver?
wow, what's right
Did you
here?
delay? Did you surrender to fear? Then take the lesson and correct
Russ?
the command. Failure is but the mirror that shows
Sergey.
you have not yet mastered yourself.
Serghei.
Repeat within, I was sent to rule. Say it until you feel it. Because the
Shit.
truth is this, weakness is learned.
He is a legend.
Power is remembered. You were born to command your life. Somewhere along the path, the
Signature's
world taught
here.
you to doubt. But you can unlearn doubt faster than you acquired it. Speak power until it feels
Epic.
natural again. At night, before sleep, conduct
Even
what I
with
call the evening
airplane
council.
food and lots of
Sit in stillness
moussaka
and ask,
and sweets.
did I govern my thought today? If not, forgive yourself and renew your authority. Then give your subconscious a final order for tomorrow. I shall think, act, and walk as one sent to rule. And in the morning,
He really
awaken
is.
not as a beggar for
I almost
opportunity,
stopped for
but
another
as a
street
command.
artist, but
Move
I was
through
on
the
a
day
mission
with
somewhere and
deliberate
it
thought,
felt
controlled emotion, and
like one was
definite
plenty. I
When
should have did
confusion
both though.
arises, pause and remind yourself, my mind obeys me.
Let's do some pull-ups.
Therefore, the
I didn't have a
world
pull-up
must
machine there.
obey me.
I did like skis for
You
lats.
will notice that your outer life
I did
begins to
dumbbell
organize
rows.
itself around this inner order. People
I
will
did
respect your
reverse,
mind because
all
you
sorts of
respect your thoughts.
deltoids, chest,
Circumstances will
bis,
align with your
tris,
plans because your mind has seized
body weight mainly for legs and stiff-legged deads.
Because you have ceased to resist it. The man who rules his thought has already begun to rule the world. Dominion over self is the first and final mastery. All else flows from it. When you command your mind with faith, the unseen world bends to listen. And as you listen to my words now, let this truth settle deeply. You were not sent here to drift in fear, nor to bow to failure. You were sent here to lead, to stand upright as the image of order in a world of confusion. Speak it aloud before rest. I was sent to rule, not to retreat. For the moment a man accepts that truth, his destiny obeys it. There comes a moment in every man's life when he must stop asking and start declaring. Until that moment, he lives a beggar in the house of abundance, surrounded by opportunity, yet paralyzed by indecision. The hesitant man spends his years asking, what should I do? The decisive man says, this is what I shall do, and the universe rushes to obey him. Indecision is the silent assassin of power. It drains energy, erodes confidence, and invites chaos. The undecided mind sends two opposing orders to the subconscious. I want and I fear. And the subconscious, loyal but confused, obeys both, producing mixed results, half successes, and endless frustration. The indecisive man becomes his own saboteur. The decisive man, however, speaks with authority. He does not wait for certainty before acting. His decision creates certainty. He moves forward in faith, knowing that infinite intelligence will meet him halfway. Life always bends in favor of the man who moves with purpose. The one who hesitates commands nothing.
We're gonna drop.
The one who decides commands all. This is what I call the law of decision. The universe bows to the decisive. Every great success story in human history is a monument to a decision made in the face of uncertainty. Edison deciding to find light in the darkness. Ford deciding to build a motor car for the multitude. Kennedy deciding to turn iron into empire. Each man made a decision that others feared to make, and the world rearranged itself to reward that courage. You may think the difference between a man of destiny and an ordinary man is intelligence or opportunity. It is not. The difference is decision. Decision is the spark that ignites every dormant ability. Without it, even genius remains asleep. With it, even the simplest man awakens his inner power and compels the world to serve his purpose. There is divine magic in decisiveness. The moment you make a firm choice and feel it as truth, unseen forces align. Doors open where walls once stood. People appear whose help you could not have planned. Ideas flow that were hidden before. The indecisive man never sees these miracles because he never moves. Life rewards movement, not hesitation. To decide is to assume the authority of creation. When you say, I have decided, you declare dominion over the invisible. Infinite intelligence hears and responds, for decision is faith expressed. It is man speaking in the tongue of the divine, commanding order out of possibility. Indecision, on the other hand, is a betrayal of that divine nature. It is the soul saying, I do not trust the law. Every time you delay, you tell the universe that you are uncertain of your power. And the universe, being a perfect mirror,
Black Ops 7's tomorrow.
Returns uncertainty to you.
Oh, the timing on that is great.
The man who waits for all conditions to be right before acting
I'm gonna fucking play it. I'm not gonna feel bad about it.
Creates right conditions by his decision. Decision is not the end of doubt.
Oh shit.
Remember this truth. Hesitation is more costly than error. You can recover from a wrong decision, but you cannot recover from the paralysis of indecision. The world forgives mistakes more readily than it forgives hesitation. Life cannot flow through a man who refuses to move. Abraham Lincoln once said, I am slow to decide, but once decided, I never turn back. That is the essence of power. The decisive man changes direction only when truth demands it, not when fear whispers it. He does not reconsider every rumor or doubt. He has trained his mind to obey his word as law. Ford was no more intelligent than his competitors. What set him apart was the firmness of his decisions. When every banker in America rejected his idea, he said, I will build my car. Not, I will try. Not, I will see. But, I will. And those two words carried more creative power than 1,000 cautious plans. Carnegie made his fortune not through luck, but through decision. He decided early in life that he would devote his years to mastering one thing, steel.
Oh my
That
God.
decision gave him direction when others scattered their energy in
What the
confusion.
fuck?
Decision concentrates power. Hesitation disperses it. Let this be written upon your heart. All delay is self-created. Life never withholds its blessings. It only waits for you to make up your mind. The moment you decide, the waiting ends. Your mind, your faith, your energy, your surroundings all begin to move in harmony with your command. The indecisive man prays for signs, yet ignores the greatest sign of all, his own desire. Desire is infinite intelligence speaking through you, giving direction to your potential. To delay is to insult the very power that called you. When you feel a strong desire backed by reason and faith, act upon it at once. Decision transforms desire into destiny. Every man's life is a collection of decisions. To delay one is to delay all. Think of the power contained in a single definite choice. When Edison decided to perfect the electric light, he had no guarantee, no money, no approval, only decision. Yet that decision illuminated the world. Decision turns the invisible into the inevitable. Your subconscious mind is like a soldier awaiting orders. It does not argue, it obeys. But it cannot obey conflicting commands. You cannot say, I want success, and then think, I fear failure. That is like steering a ship east or rowing west. You must give one order, and it must be definite. Every night before sleep, review your thoughts. Ask yourself, did I issue any commands of doubt today? If so, correct them. Replace every uncertainty with a definite instruction. Tell your subconscious exactly what to build. Decision is the language it understands. Repeat this affirmation with feeling. Every decision I make is law to my destiny. I decide once, and the world obeys.
Jesus.
I walk in clarity. Therefore, opportunity walks toward me. Speak these not as wishes, but as facts. Feel the authority in them. Your subconscious is listening. When it senses conviction, it moves mountains to prove you right. There is a quiet dignity in the decisive man. He does not speak quickly, but once he speaks, his word becomes command. People around him feel the weight of certainty. They trust his leadership, not because he demands it, but because he embodies it. Decision gives a man presence. The indecisive man changes his plans as often as the wind changes direction. His followers lose confidence, his mind loses focus, and his energy scatters. The decisive man may err, but his momentum corrects the error. Motion guided by faith always outperforms stillness guided by fear. Nature rewards the man who decides. The seed must commit to the soil before it can grow. The river must choose its course before it can reach the sea. So it is with the soul of man. Decision is the act of choosing a channel through which the current of life may flow. Do not wait for emotion to make decisions for you. Emotion is a poor master. It changes with the weather. Decide with reason, then act with faith. Once decided, refuse to entertain contradiction. A mind divided cannot command. Decision is the instrument by which man builds character. Each time you decide, you strengthen the muscle of certainty. Each time you hesitate, you weaken it. Indecision leads to destiny. The habit of hesitation leads to decay. Let me tell you of a man who learned this lesson. He was a clerk in a small town, dreaming of wealth, but always doubting his ability. One evening, after hearing a lecture on definiteness of purpose, he resolved to act. He wrote on a single page his decision.
Wow.
I will create a product that serves every household in America. That man was Charles Schwab. Within years, his decision lifted him from obscurity to leadership in the steel empire of Carnegie. The world did not crown him by accident. It crowned him for deciding. You too must learn to write your decisions into being. Every night, set one definite command for tomorrow. It need not be grand, only clear. Say, tomorrow I shall finish this task, or tomorrow I shall begin this plan. Each small decision builds the muscle of faith. Over time, the mind begins to obey naturally. Do not fear making the wrong choice. Wrong choices refine wisdom. No choice destroys it. The man who fears error remains in error. The man who dares learns to correct swiftly and continue. Decision is not perfection. It is progression. Think of the blacksmith again. Each strike is a decision. Each spark is progress. He does not stop to debate whether his blow was perfect. He continues until the metal yields. So must you. Every decision is a strike toward mastery. Indecision is a disease of the spirit. It disguises itself as caution, but it is fear in polite clothing. Cure it by acting. Action dispels fear as sunlight dispels shadow. Each step taken in faith dissolves doubt. The universe respects courage. It despises stagnation. When you live decisively, others will sense it. They will feel calm in your presence, for decision brings peace. They will listen to your words differently, because certainty speaks louder than argument. Even those who oppose you will do so with respect, for decision, when backed by purpose, radiates authority that cannot be denied. Repeat these truths often, the world moves with me. I do not wait
The world
for the perfect
moves
time.
with
I
me.
make time
I do not
perfect
wait
by
for the
my
perfect
decision.
time. I make time perfect by my decision. I command my destiny through
And
choice.
remember, decision without action is illusion. Do not merely choose, move. Let every decision express itself through deed. Thought and motion must be one. Each night, as you close your eyes, review your life not by results, but by decisions. Ask, did I decide today? If yes, sleep in peace. If no, resolve to choose tomorrow. You will find that each definite choice, no matter how small, adds weight to your character and confidence to your spirit. There will come a day when you will no longer fear the unknown, for the unknown is only the field awaiting your decision. Once you decide, it ceases to be mystery and becomes material. Infinite intelligence loves decisiveness. The very act of choosing declares faith in law. To decide is to say, I believe that what I desire can be. And law, hearing that belief, begins to build the bridge toward it. When doubt rises, answer it with this command. I have decided. When fear argues, say, the law obeys decision. When fatigue whispers, wait, say, I move now. The man who repeats this enough times ingrains it into his soul, and his life becomes a series of victories strung together by choice. In time, you will notice that opportunities seem to come unbidden. Coincidences appear, and people of purpose cross your path. That is not chance. That is decision in motion. So I say again, the universe bows to the decisive. The man who decides quickly and correctly gains the loyalty of life itself. Others will sense your certainty and move in rhythm with it. You will cease to chase. Life will begin to follow your lead. Let these words be written in your mind before rest. Every decision I make is law to my destiny. I decide once, and the world obeys. I walk in clarity. Therefore, opportunity walks toward me. For decision is not merely a thought, it is a decree. When man learns to decree with faith, the universe must respond. The timid ask for signs, the decisive create them. Be the latter, decide, and all else shall be added unto you. Every man begins with desire. Every dream is born in enthusiasm, but only persistence brings them to birth. The world is filled with men who begin. Few remain until completion. Emotion begins the work. Persistence finishes it. I call persistence the unseen hand of faith.
Oh my God.
The quiet rhythm of will that refuses to cease until all yields its reward. Persistence is not struggle. It is loyalty. Loyalty to your purpose, your faith, and your destiny. It is the sacred discipline of continuing when others sleep, of believing when others doubt, of standing still
Good evening,
when
guys.
the wind of
What's up,
discouragement
buddy?
howls against your faith. It is not loud. It is not glamorous. But
Wow.
it is divine.
Divine.
No man can hope to lead who has not first
That's
learned
that
to
word.
endure. The dream tests the dreamer. It will deny him at first. It will appear distant, cold, impossible.
Nothing's
But that is
impossible.
not cruelty. It is the refining fire.
Nothing
through
is
which faith
impossible.
becomes fact. Life tests your persistence to prove your worthiness for the power you claim. Thomas Edison said, "The most certain way to succeed
Up.
is always to try just one more time." Consider the weight of those words. 10,000 experiments, 10,000 defeats. Yet his spirit never bent. Each failure was simply another step forward. He did not see defeat as denial, but as direction. Persistence turned failure into feedback and the impossible into invention. Henry Ford learned mockery from men who called his dream foolish. They laughed at his simplicity, his vision of a motor car for the common man. But Ford had something stronger than intellect. He had stubborn faith. He pressed on when reason said, stop. His persistence silenced his critics, and his faith built the engines of progress. Andrew Carnegie spent years as a poor messenger boy, enduring poverty and exhaustion. Yet he persisted with an inner conviction that he was meant for more. He saw each hardship not as a punishment, but as training. When others complained, he said, "This too prepares me." His persistence built an empire of steel, and his name became synonymous with endurance rewarded. Persistence is the law that converts potential into power. It is the bridge between decision and destiny. Many men make decisions. A man without persistence is like a candle in the wind, bright for a moment, extinguished. A man with persistence is like a star, steady, unmoved, burning with eternal purpose. Every great principle of life will test you through time. Desire will start you. Doubt will attempt to stop you. Emotion will rise like a wave and then recede. Only persistence carries you when enthusiasm dies. When the fire of feeling cools, the furnace of faith must continue burning. Do not mistake persistence for stubbornness. The stubborn man resists reason. The persistent man obeys law. The stubborn man fights blindly. The persistent man endures wisely. The stubborn man insists. The persistent man commands. Stubbornness drains strength. Persistence multiplies it. The law of persistence can be summed in a single truth. The man who continues compels success to appear. It may delay, but it cannot resist forever. Every repetition of effort strengthens the invisible connection between cause and effect. Each act of persistence tightens the bond between faith and fulfillment. Imagine a farmer planting seeds. He does not see the harvest immediately. Days pass, then weeks. The soil appears silent. But beneath, the law is working. If he digs up the seeds to check their progress, he destroys them. He trusts the process. So must you. Persist without complaint, and the law will not fail. Most men give up when the soil seems barren. They forget that the harvest belongs to those who wait with faith. Persistence is patience dressed in power. It is calm in motion. The man who can wait without losing focus commands time itself. Your subconscious mind learns through repetition. Each time you persist, you teach it that quitting is impossible. Over time, it accepts endurance as identity. Then persistence becomes automatic. You no longer debate whether to continue, you simply continue. Your spirit refuses to stop because stopping no longer feels natural. Say aloud each night before rest, I am loyal to my purpose, therefore I cannot fail. Each test strengthens my faith. I persist until success yields. Speak these as though you were signing a contract with your destiny. The subconscious, hearing such certainty, will make it law within you. The greatest enemy of persistence is fatigue, not of the body, but of faith. When results seem slow, the weak man grows weary in spirit. He says, it's not working. But faith does not check the clock. Wow. It knows that every second of endurance is building momentum unseen. Lincoln endured failure after failure before greatness found him. He lost elections, lost business, lost friends, but never lost himself. His persistence was quiet and immovable. He said, I am a slow walker, but I never walk backward. That statement is the anthem of persistence, the calm refusal to retreat. There is a rhythm in the universe that rewards continuation. It is the same rhythm that moves the tides, that swings the planets, that draws the seed to the sun. When you persist, you join that rhythm. You align with law itself. When I speak of persistence, I do not mean reckless repetition of unwise actions. I mean steady adjustment guided by faith. The persistent man learns, refines, adapts, but never abandons. He changes his method when reason demands it, but never his purpose. His aim is fixed, his approach flexible. Persistence turns failure into servant. The lesson that breaks one man becomes the teacher of another. Failure whispers, you cannot. Persistence answers, I will. And the law of fearing faith speak louder than doubt begins to yield. There is no greater demonstration of mastery than calm endurance. To continue without complaint while others despair is proof of spiritual strength. The world admires such steadiness. Even your enemies grow silent before it. Persistence disarms opposition because it outlasts it. Think of the blacksmith. Each swing of his hammer seems small. Yet with each blow, the metal yields a little more. Persistence does not look impressive, it looks repetitive. But that repetition is creation in motion. The blacksmith does not strike once and hope. He strikes until. So too with success. Strike until, believe until, work until, rest if you must, but never retreat. For persistence transforms repetition into law. Life often conceals its treasures behind tests of endurance. It asks, how much do you desire it? How loyal are you to your purpose? Every delay, every denial is an invitation to prove your faith. Those who persist pass the test. Those who quit repeat the lesson. Someone told me once, there is no defeat for the man who refuses to stop trying. He knows that failure cannot exist for the persistent. Time may delay him, but time itself will one day serve him. The man who continues long enough makes even fate his ally. Let persistence become your rhythm. Let it beat through your actions like a drum of destiny. Each step, each attempt, each day you rise and continue adds weight to your will. One day the pressure of your faith will break the resistance of circumstance. That day belongs to you. Remember also that persistence refines character. The impatient man demands ease. The persistent man earns strength. The impatient man complains. The persistent man commands. The impatient man seeks comfort. The persistent man seeks completion. Every night before you sleep, recall where you stood firm. Praise yourself for each act of continuation. Gratitude reinforces endurance. The mind repeats what it is thankful for. By acknowledging your persistence, you teach your subconscious to value it. The secret of the 1% is not superior talent. It is refusal to yield. They outlast doubt, outwork hesitation, outweigh the timid. Their strength is rhythm. They rise when others fall. They speak faith when others complain. They move forward when others freeze. The man of persistence becomes magnetic. Others trust him because he does not falter. They sense his steadiness and draw strength from it. Employers promote him. Friends seek his counsel. Partners follow his lead. The world loves reliability, and persistence is reliability perfected. Faith without persistence is emotion. Persistence without faith is labor. Combine them, and you become unstoppable. Faith gives vision. Persistence gives execution. Faith is the plan. Persistence is the builder. You may not see immediate results, but you are always building momentum. Each act of persistence is like a drop of water on stone. At first it seems powerless, yet in time the stone yields to the drop, not through strength, but through constancy. Do not envy men who seem to succeed quickly. Quick victories often vanish just as swiftly. The man of persistence builds on bedrock. His progress may be slower, but it is certain. His foundation cannot be shaken because it is laid in discipline. When exhaustion whispers, rest forever, rest briefly, but rise again. The persistent man uses rest as recovery, not retreat. The weak man mistakes rest for surrender.
Still a little bit of
The
legs
strong
down.
man rests to renew his command. Each
Thank you.
morning say, I persist until success
I went
yields.
a little lightheaded, but it felt good.
The law cannot deny the man who refuses to be denied. Each repetition of faith bends reality closer to obedience. There will come a day when those who mocked your endurance will call you fortunate. They will say, you are lucky. Smile, for you will know the truth. Luck is persistence disguised. Let these affirmations be your nightly armor. I am loyal to my purpose, therefore I cannot fail. Each test strengthens my faith. I persist until success yields. Speak them until your voice becomes calm with certainty. The man who persists no longer wonders if, he knows when. Do not measure success by speed. Measure it by steadfastness. The flower that blooms overnight dies by morning. The oak that grows slowly shelters generations. So too with greatness. Let your roots go deep in faith. Let your patience stretch wide. Persist, and time will become your servant. Persistence is not a virtue you learn once. It is a law you practice daily. Each day you recommit to your purpose. You renew your authority over fate. The law of success does not test brilliance. It tests endurance. Therefore, walk calmly. Expect delay, but never defeat. Expect struggle, but never surrender. Expect resistance, but know that resistance is only proof of progress. The wind blows hardest against the mountain that rises highest. And when you feel that you have reached your limit, remember this truth. Persistence multiplies itself. Each act of endurance increases your capacity for more. The man who continues once will continue again. Continuation becomes instinct. Infinite intelligence respects persistence more than talent. For talent without endurance dies. Endurance without talent triumphs. The universe was built by persistence, the same force that keeps the stars burning and the seasons turning. When you persist, you align with the rhythm of creation itself. Therefore, never curse delay, never resent difficulty. They are sculptors shaping your will into immovable faith. Every obstacle you outlast becomes a stone in the foundation of your strength. And when the victory finally comes, it will not surprise you. For you will know that it could never have been otherwise. The man who persists long enough becomes the law in motion. Nothing can deny him. Say it now with conviction. I am loyal to my purpose, therefore I cannot fail. Each test strengthens my faith. I persist until success yields. Repeat them until they echo through every fiber of your being. For when persistence becomes identity, success becomes inevitability. All progress begins in the unseen. The dream precedes the deed. The vision shapes the victory. Every building first existed in the mind of an architect. Every invention in the imagination of its creator. Every empire in the thought of its ruler. Nothing ever appears in the outer world until it has first been created in the inner world. Man becomes the image he holds of himself. This is the law of vision. The mind is a mirror, reflecting outwardly the image impressed upon it inwardly. The world you see is the picture you have painted with thought. If your inner portrait is one of limitation, your life will frame it faithfully. But if your inner image is one of purpose, courage, and dominion, your
Oh
world
my
must
God.
adapt to fit it. The average man looks at his life and says, when things change, I will change.
I feel like a new man.
But the man of understanding says, when I change my inner image, my
Travis
world
2.0.
will follow. This is the secret known to
Travonitis
all who
2.0.
achieve greatness. They did not wait for proof before believing. They believed, and the proof appeared. Imagination is not fantasy. It is prophecy. It is the preview of what will one day be experienced in flesh and form. The greatest mistake of most men is to dismiss imagination as child's play. Yet every work of genius was first a dream made vivid and definite.
Wow.
Thomas Edison saw light long before the filament glowed. He saw it so clearly that he could describe it as though it already existed. Henry Ford saw millions of automobiles on the road when the horse still ruled the street. Andrew Carnegie saw the cities of steel long before iron was molten in his furnaces. Their minds built empires before their hands ever touched a tool. The difference between the drifter and the master is this. The drifter believes only what his eyes can see. The master believes what his mind can see. The drifter waits for evidence. The master creates it. The drifter reacts to circumstance. The master designs it. If you wish to change your life, you must first change the picture through which life expresses itself. The subconscious does not argue with you. It accepts the images you impress upon it as fact. It cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically real. Whatever you hold repeatedly in thought becomes form. This is why I say, guard your imagination as you would guard your fortune. It is your creative instrument, the workshop of infinite intelligence. When you fill it with fear, it builds failure. When you fill it with faith, it builds fortune. The choice is yours, and the material it uses is your belief. Many men fail not because they lack skill, but because they lack vision. They cannot see themselves as successful, so success cannot find them. Their words cry for victory, but their imagination whispers defeat. Life listens not to words, but to belief. Each night, before you close your eyes, see yourself as the man you intend to become. Picture it in detail. See the place you work, the people who respect you, the strength in your bearing, the calm in your eyes, the confidence in your tone. Feel the gratitude of already possessing it. This feeling is the stamp that makes the image real to your subconscious. Repeat softly, I live each day as the man I am becoming. My vision is clear and my actions obey it. The world reflects the image I hold. Do not rush through these words. Feel them. The subconscious obeys emotion, not mere language. The more vivid the feeling, the faster the manifestation. When I first met Carnegie, I saw in him a man who carried his own vision like a crown. His presence alone inspired belief in others. He said to me, I have already seen the future of industry. I walk in it daily. The world is merely catching up. That is the posture of the visionary. He does not chase success. He walks in its image until the world conforms. Ford once told me, I built the car in my mind before I built it in my factory. Every bolt, every line, every part existed in his imagination before it touched steel. He used his mind as a mold for the future. That is what you must do. Your life is the factory of your thoughts. Build there first. Imagination is infinite intelligence speaking through you. When you receive a vision that stirs your soul, do not doubt it. It is not foolishness. It is instruction.
Wow.
Infinite intelligence does not plant seeds that cannot grow. It calls you to be the soil of its creation. You must learn to trust your inner pictures more than external appearances. Appearances show what has been. Imagination shows what can be. The man of vision lives in tomorrow while others remain imprisoned in yesterday. Others will call you unrealistic. They will say, be practical. But the practical man copies what exists. The visionary man creates what never was. Everything practical today was once impossible. The world laughs at visionaries until it kneels before their results. When you hold your image firmly, it begins to reflect in your behavior. Your posture changes. Your tone gains authority. Your eyes carry calmness. People respond differently to you without knowing why. They sense your conviction and their confidence mirrors it. You are no longer begging for success. You are embodying it. This is why I tell you that repetition and imagination must walk hand in hand. Repetition without vision is hollow. Vision without repetition fades. To build a new image, you must impress it upon your subconscious through consistent visualization and affirmation. The subconscious builds through rhythm. Each night you repeat the same picture, the same feeling, the same command. It carves deeper into your inner mind. Soon the picture becomes so real that your behavior naturally aligns with it. You speak differently, move differently, and act
Wow. All right, chat. That's going to wrap it up for
That
tonight.
is when the world begins to
It's
shift
1
in your
a.m.
favor. Think of a sculptor chiseling marble. Each
God
stroke
bless
seems
everybody.
small, but each one reveals a clearer
Have an
form
amazing rest of
beneath.
your evenings.
So it is with
I'll see
mental
you
vision.
tomorrow.
Each repetition removes doubt and reveals
Namaste.
destiny. The longer you hold the image, the sharper it becomes until even reality cannot deny it. Let gratitude be the artist's light upon your image. When you feel gratitude for what you imagine, you tell the subconscious, this is already mine. Gratitude seals belief. It changes imagination.